Hello YouTube and Twitch, Drakey here. It is my birthday today, and also it is the finale of my Pokemon HeartGold Randomized Nuzlocke playthrough. Again, because the fundraising is tapered off and views have been I am deciding not to do Kanto. I have had fun playing the randomizer, but there's more productive things I could do for my channel and just in real life at the time. So ending it with the Elite Four and Lance. Off stream I have been grinding. I've not gotten as high as I wanted to. If I was going to stream this evening instead, I would have more time, but I have plans for this evening because it is my birthday. I am going to do stuff. But without further ado, let's get to it, and let's begin the final battle. I am prepared to go all day if I have to. If my whole team gets wiped to will, oh, that would suck, but I'll have to form a new team on stream and grind them up and try again. Hopefully, we can get through this. Let's go. And also, just because this is the final stream, I am accepting still donations if you want to donate. These streams have been a fundraiser and memorial tribute to my father, who passed away in May. He and I played Pokemon a lot together my whole life, since the days of Yellow, and particularly though he bought Gold and Silver for me, and we each played one and battled each other constantly. But that's why I chose HeartGold in particular for him. And if you'd like to donate, you can donate directly through my channel if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Twitch, there's a GoFundMe link. And if I happen to get any donations during the stream, I will update this. The goal on the GoFundMe was $5,000 Canadian. We made it to 723, which is still awesome. Thank you everyone who donated, who tuned into these streams. If you didn't donate and you just tuned in to watch, I still appreciate that. If you just retweeted me or reposted on Blue Sky or other social media, I still appreciate it. Thank you to everyone for your support, big and small. It does mean a lot. Even just words of condolence, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. One thing I did aside from level grinding is, since these are the 6 I'm taking to the Elite Four, I gave them nicknames. Let's meet the team. We have Extetheator, holding leftovers, because it turns out that the wild Munchlax I met in Victory Road had leftovers that I could steal, so I stole 4 sets of them. He has Sleep Bomb, Seed Bomb, Sleep Powder, Shadow Claw, and Zen Headbutt. And if I want to teach him, I have a TM for Seed Flare. I held off teaching it because right now I like having Shadow Flare for coverage, but if it comes to it, I can teach him Seed Flare. Al! Again, named after my father. He loved sloths. I joked he looked like Slacking because he loved to stretch on the couch with his head on his hand as he watched TV. So Slacking is named for him. When he evolved, I was pleasantly surprised to see he learned Skill Link. So that's why I taught him Comet Punch with Stab and Skill Link. That's a 100. It's 27 times 5. So that's about 135 power. Not bad at all. He also has Hyper Beam normally. Taught him Mud Shot just to have coverage when I was grinding. And Move Relearner taught him Ice Punch. Lucario, who was the latest addition to my team, I caught on Route 47 in the tall grass I didn't know existed, and I caught him off stream. Sky Uppercut, Dizzy Punch, Superpower, and Steel Wing, which he learned via Move Reminder. Not the best Steel type move, but I wanted to teach him something Steel. And I'll also mention the name Ryubis, fairly obvious, Ryu and Anubis. Horndoggo, aka Houndoom. Gluttony, but I taught him, he learned Blaze Kick. With TM I taught him Magma Storm. He has Dark Pulse as well, and I get to switcheroo because he's holding a Flame Orb, so if I encounter a nasty physical attacker, I'll switcheroo the Flame Orb onto them. Don't know if that'll be a viable strategy, we'll find out. Rio Marin, named for Rio Castle aka Marin in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, which I've never watched, but through Duel Links I like her character and her dueling style, so it was either that or Luna Freya, and I thought Rio Marin fit, because Rio plays a water-winged beast, fish hybrid sort of deck. Seemed fitting for Gyarados. Gyarados unexpectedly learns Fly in this randomizer. No complaints. And laterally learned Crab Hammer, so I ditched Waterfall. Shadow Sneak, I taught it, I believe, back when I was getting ready to face Morty. And he's held on to it because he hasn't learned anything worth replacing it. And I taught it Defog with a TM just because, why not? I had nothing else really great worth teaching him, and removing spikes and barriers could come in handy, and it also lowers the foe's evasiveness, which could come in handy for these two moves. And with Marvel Scale, not a bad ability. And finally, Gabite aka Jeff. Battle Armor, great ability, love that. Dragon Claw, Aerial Ace, Earthquake, and Bone Meringue. I wanted to get him to level 48 so I could finally have Garchomp. Alas, it was not meant to be. And there's an honorary 7th member who has been sitting in the daycare all this time. People who have watched for a while may remember that I caught a Shelgon on Route 38, I believe it was, but since it's new truant, I've been leaving it in the daycare. And I've gone back to check on it regularly. And now, so because it had truant, I didn't want to use it in my party, but I left it in the daycare to see if it could reach Salaman's level. Alas, it is not. This means it's at level 47, and I only have one rare candy. If it was at level 43, or if it had grown 3 levels and I was at level 48, I might pick it up then, you know, and see, hey, can I get the last rare candy? And there actually is a way I know I could get it. If I do the Pokethalon and do certain charging moves, I could get a second rare candy. But didn't happen, alas. But he's back up, let's say. And just gonna check my TM one very quickly. Feint Attack. Could teach to Al if I really wanted to. But no, I have a dark move on Horndoggo. And Feint Attack isn't that powerful, really. Water Pulse on Horndoggo, I kind of like that, actually, but not enough to get rid of any of these, and I don't want to get rid of Switcheroo. But that's an option if I want it. Hammer Arm! Also an option if I want it for Al, and, well, Lucario doesn't need it. Lucario has close combat. But if I need it, it's an option for Al. Magma Storm, which is Heat Train signature move, I taught it to Horndoggo. Could teach it to Ryubis if I wanted to, but nah. No point teaching it to Garchomp, because Garchomp's special attack sucks. Seed Flare, I'd love to teach it to Extenutor. Problem is, I don't want to give up any of his Sleep Powder or Shadow Claw. And not gonna give it to Al. I would love to teach Rock Blast to Al because of his skill link, but he can't learn it. But Houndoom and Executor could learn it, so that's an option. Icy Wind, I don't see myself teaching to anyone. Maybe it could be a utility move, but I don't think so. Crunch, possibility for Horndoggo, if I want to go physical instead of special. But he already has Dark Pulse, which is just as good, so... Aerial Ace could teach to Gyarados instead of Fly, but it's weaker, so no. Fake Tears could possibly come in handy as a niche use. Maybe I'd teach it to Horndoggo, but... And otherwise, nothing else of note for really. Well, Grass Whistle could possibly be handy, but it's very low accuracy, and the only person that can learn it, or that, like, I don't, Executor doesn't need it. And Horndoggo. Executor could learn Tickle, and Al could learn Tickle, but And also off stream I did buy a whole bunch of vitamins for my Pokemon and used them, and I also used PP Max on Earthquake for Garchomp and Crabhammer for Gyarados, because I know they'll be getting a lot of mileage out of those moves. Sold all my Pokeballs to get money for more vitamins. Sold the 4 luck incenses I had just to get more money. Sold a bunch of items just to get more money. So overall, I am as prepared as I can be without delaying the stream to give myself more time to level grind. Last note is, the last gym leader I faced, Claire, she had a Zelf on her party. So while I would normally be perfectly confident with this team going into the Elite Four on HeartGold, in this case, they could have, because they're randomized, I have no clue what they'll have, but they could have legendaries, which would really suck. But let's go for it. I'm gonna keep Executor out front because he has Sleep Powder and he has decent HP, so let's see. Let us begin. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Go to sleep. Oh, come on. That's a dirty pool. Oh, what? What? Oh, very dirty. Okay. Lucario is my first instinct to switch in. Please don't use... Okay, yeah, because figured he'll lose Slash. Yeah, I figured I would be smart enough to withdraw him. Scyther, okay. He could know a flying type move, but it would still only do neutral. Take the chance. Okay. It'll only do neutral damage, so hope... Okay. Ooh! Poison point. Nice. Will may use a full restore on his too. I don't like that at all. Al would be better at tanking it. Yeah. And I have leftovers, so I'll heal up a lot. Full restore, saw that coming. Slacking is surprisingly fast in spite of its what you'd think, but I don't think fast enough for that yet to get first hit on a Scyther. Critical hit again, yeah. Cheating bastard. Okay, but if Lucario got first hit, Slacking definitely should. Good. Oh, he has his own Vigoroth. Okay, evaluating what I know about Vigoroth's possible move pool that I could learn naturally, it could have Hyper Beam, which is very nerve-wracking to think of. Best special defender would be Gyarados, but it'd still be neutral. Okay, send out Lucario and heal, and see what Vigoroth does. If he does use Hyper Beam, it should survive. Oh, conversion. Okay. That's annoying. Yeah. Fight through it. There it is, yep. I should live? Oh, lived handily, good. I didn't even need to heal originally to survive that. That's good. Whew. Should live? Phew! Oh no. No! Damn it! I forgot, like, confusion. I didn't think confusion would do that much to him. Fuck. And we're already down a really good Pokemon in Lucario. Yeah, and Mega. That hurt. I don't know if it's enough that I can survive it. That sucks so much. Also, I did save state before this. I will allow myself one save state reset if things go really badly to avoid having to composite the entire team, but if I lose on that one, then it's over. I have to reform my team. Thing is, like, Scyther has good attack and stab on Drill Peck, and Houndoom does not have the best defenses, so I don't know if it'd be able to survive it. And I can't take the... I don't want to lose 2 to Will right away. Oh, that shit. That has a high critical hit rate. Okay. Whew. Wheezing. Okay. Wheezing I can take. Yeah, too little, too late. Until we hit 0, our power is limitless. Yeah, well, that's gonna come sooner than you think. Okay. Sucks to lose Lucario this late in. On a note, though, I do have rare candy. Okay, yeah, I thought I had a revive, no, I sold it for money, but if I wanted to break my rule at the 11th hour, break the spirit of the Nuzlocke, I could revive Lucario. We'll have to see. I'm just making sure I did save state before I came in. Oh wait, no, I saved my game, so okay. And again, like, I wish, one of the things I do with Randomized is, like, I still wish the gyms and trainers had at least a theme, you know? Like, it doesn't need to be their generic, their specific type, but, like, if we're specialized in bug types, you know? Yeah. For it. Okay. I'm ambivalent about this because Furret could be very dangerous at what the one I met in the wild was. Oh, that's gross. The Skatank is really, it's raising to, it's not even raising its tail to spray us, it's like raising to like pee on us or whatever. Damn. Good. Good boy, Jeff. Oh, that sucks. Okay, time to withdraw you. Love that skill link. Moldo, I got something for you. Oh, that's nasty. He's holding a black sludge. Brazong. This is why I brought Defog, just in case. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, that's a little worse. Won't have any effect on Horn Doggo. I used Defog! Shouldn't that clear away the spikes? Or the Stealth Rock? Brazong knows extreme speed. Yeah, I don't think so. Whew. Yeah, like I used Defog. Isn't that supposed to... Oh, you only have one Pokemon left? Good. Good. I didn't realize I was that good doing long. I thought you had another one besides for it. I've been planning for this. Shit. No, you don't. Oh, come on. Double team of all moves to have. So Smelling Salt, Double Team, Camouflage. I don't remember its other move. Oh, come on. Isn't that like the third one he's used? Keep it asleep. Come on. I don't want to take the chance. Well, now I'll take the chance in those Perish Song because I should be able to kill it before it goes off. Come on. There we go. Okay, Koga. Little dicey at times, especially with defog. I want to look that up because I thought it's supposed to. It says it's supposed to remove skill spikes and that. So effect. Fog clears away any fog on the field, as well as light screen, reflect, safeguard, mist, spikes, toxic spikes, and stealth rock. Oh! It only clears it away on the opponent's side of the field. Why the hell would I want to remove them on the opponent's side? Gen 6. It took them until Gen 6 to update that effect? Oh, Game Freak. Okay, well, it's okay. We got through it alive. And this is why I have a lot of leper berries. And citrus and oran. You never know, that like 8 HP could mean the difference between life and death. Okay, let's just check in the PP all around. Yep, for PP, everyone's still doing okay. Okay, Bruno, what do you have for us? I always found it weird that Bruno was like the one Kanto Elite 4 member remaining. Like, it makes sense that there'd be 2 new ones, and Koga getting promoted is here, but also Bruno kind of sticks out because he's the leftover, but also he's only gone up in rank once. And it's especially strange because you'd think that the one that outranks him now, Karen, Bruno would crush her. Unless she swept him with Gengar, but even then, like, he has 2 Onyx. Another one? Oh, come on. Okay, now you're trying to trip me up, but it won't work. Oh, lucky me. Please don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die! Oh! Oh! Loud Red. Okay, it's unevolved. It shouldn't be that bad. I hope. See if I can put it to sleep. Oh, I'm following you, alright. Judgment? Seriously now. Oh, come on, I'd miss my ass. There we go. Okay, Executor should be safe from Judgment now. It's healed up twice. Once should have been enough, but just in case. Heal up Gabite while I have the chance. Okay. Oh, that was nice. It's lucky it's not Explode, which logically you'd think it would be. They think the Elite Four would at least be fully evolved with the randomizer, but I won't complain, because if it was fully evolved, X-Death would be permadeath right now. Alright, and first hit. I think he has one left. Okay, two left. Okay. Of course. Okay. I also mentioned, like, there's some Pokemon moves where it's like, I know for balance purposes they have to miss, but like, unless you're flying or have levitate, how do you dodge an earthquake? How does an earthquake miss? Oh, Float Soul. You're still asleep, aren't you? Yep. And now you're taking the deep sleep. Luminion! Okay, I'm hoping it doesn't have a bug move like Signal Beam or something. I'm trying to remember if my Finneon ever had it, but I can't recall. I barely used it. Like, I think I looked it up once or twice before making it an HM slave. Okay, Bruno, passed safely. Yeah, I got nothing to say to you either, dude. Okay. That Bruno was actually easier than Koga, all things considered. Except for Exploud, or Loudred. Overall, not bad. So aside from the unfortunate loss of Lucario against Will, Elite Four going very well. Just check the PP again. Seed Bomb and Sleep Powder both going down. Actually, hang on. They're 4 and 5. What? Okay, yeah. So I could use a Leper Berry on them. I'm saving the PP up for the 5 PP moves in case it turns out like, yeah, you're gonna want to use this move 6 or 7 times against Lance or Karen. Oh, I meant to save state. Whoop, I saved. It's okay, I can reset. I was really interesting, like they totally overhauled Karen's design. Originally she wore the black dress, now it's like she wears like a crop top and jeans. It's also interesting that like both are like kind of fan servicey, but in very different ways. I think the black dress design is cool myself, and the white hair. I was thinking, like, I was actually pondering, did I want to try and dip my toes into ROM hacking and see about making my idea where a Gen 4 game where you start in Kanto and then go to Johto. And I was thinking, what would my Johto Elite 4 be? And I actually did come up with a lineup. Karen would be one of them, but she'd be a lower ranked one. And then it would be, I would have Kurt, because Kurt apparently was friends with Agatha and Professor Oak, so it makes sense Kurt would be could be a trainer in his own right, and he would be retired by the time of Gold and Silver, but the explanation I would have is that, because if you start in Kanto and then go to Johto, it's 3 years earlier than HeartGold, excuse me. So, the Magnet Train hasn't been built yet, and that's like Johto and Kanto are like in a transitionary phase of like coming together and becoming closer neighbors. So that's when they're deciding, hey, let's have only one Pokemon League and we'll like merge them. So that's why instead of the Battle Frontier or possibly the Safari Zone in this area, just thinking who to send out. I hope I can get first hit. Phew! Oh, come on. Okay. Phew, okay. Worried because it has a slightly lower accuracy. But that could have been very bad if he's Rampardos. Oh dear. I do not like that. At all. Shifting in Jeff because Jeff had, it was this rock. But anyway, so I'd have a Pokemon League at in the place of either the Battle Frontier or the Safari Zone, and I, as a in-joke and a contrast to the Indigo Plateau, I would call it the Crystal Valley. It's a rock type move. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh God. Oh. Lop Bunny, I think that's normal in fighting, isn't it? 1 HP. I just want to check, is it normal or normal in fighting? Okay. Okay, it's Mega Lop Bunny that's normal in fighting. That's okay. Also, Lop Bunny's still on brand for Karen, all things considered. Uh-oh. Oh, good. Phew. Oh, come on. Splash and Hidden Power? Did I miss something? But anywho, so again, instead of Battle Frontier Safari Zone, I'd have the Crystal Valley, where the Johto Pokemon League is, and its members: Karen as a lower ranked one, Kurt, and he would be a water type specialist with Slowking as his main, and also Politoed, which I think is self-explanatory. You know, Slowpoke Well, where you find the King's Rock and all. Bertha, because the hint to the connection to Agatha and that, and if this is taking place 3 years before HeartGold, Soul Silver, which is also take place alongside the Gen 4 games, you know, have Bertha be in the Pokemon League of Johto, and it's like, you know, like, she moves to Sinnoh and becomes part of their Pokemon League after they're shut down here. And finally, Flynn's dad, Falconer's dad, I name him Flynn, because Falconer mentions his dad was a highly respected trainer, but we never actually saw him. So let's say he's an older guy, member of the Johto Elite Four, and he retires after this. So that would give us the whole Elite Four lineup for the Johto Elite Four: Kurt as a water type specialist, Karen as a dark type specialist, Flynn as a flying type specialist, and Bertha as a ground type specialist. And then, as the champion, I am of two minds. If you want to go for like a meta in-joke, you could have Chris. Or if there is a character in Johto whose overall profile fits a champion. If you said this character is the champion and compared them to other champions as a character, it's like, yeah, I see it. Weeseen. Because he's investigating the legendaries, he's respected by Morty, and he's apparently a skilled trainer. So I would make the Elite Four in order: Karen, Kurt, Bertha, Flynn, and then Weeseen as the champion. And that would be my Johto Elite Four and champion for the Crystal Valley. But if I actually want to try modding, I don't know. I've modded FF6 for a full decade, but I know modding a DS game would be a whole different ballgame. Like, yeah, there's transferable skills and knowledge, but still. And I know it'd also be an exhaustive endeavor, because I'd basically be making a new game from scratch, you know? I'd have to, like, reassign events and all that, but could be fun, maybe. Like, I may give it a shot someday. I think it would be neat just to be able to play through the Kanto region and its storyline with the physical special split and all the mechanic changes of Gen 4, because Gen 4 and Gen 5 really is where Pokemon mechanics really shifted drastically. Like Gen 3 did too, with the addition of abilities and more focus on hold items and that, but like Gen 4 like and 5 really leaned into it. Okay, here we are. It is time. I'm gonna be amazed if I beat Lance, because this means like I got through the Elite Four on my first try with only one loss. Here we go. It is time. Let's turn up the music a bit, because this is an awesome track. Sorry if the emulator struggles a bit to contain all the epicness. I will not fast forward this. Let it play out in its natural process. Alright, how much is that gonna do? Oh, very nice. Okay, I figured he'd do that. Okay, Roserade. May have a poison type move, which I don't like the idea of. But I do have, although he does have stab on it, and Roserade does have decent attack, I remember. Okay. Gotta take a chance. Okay, that's annoying, but it's okay. It's okay, because I have a blue flute that can wake up Pokemon indefinitely. Okay, that's not bad. Not great, but oh! Good thing you missed with that. Oh! Flame Body. That's nasty, but you know what? I have full restores. Extenuator leveled up. He still has Dragonite. This is the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny. I will laugh if Dragonite is level 50, because that means it's still his Team Ace. Okay, I think that is still his Team Ace. Maybe they nerfed him for level. Arrow Blast, holy shit. Lucky that missed. Oh! Woo, 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 woo! Ha ha! Oh, hell yeah! You're still asleep. And now you die. He has a legendary. He has a legendary. Not the worst one, but he has a legendary. Okay. I don't remember if Regice, like, which defense stat is higher for it. Like, Houndoom has slightly higher special attack, but it can run mixed sets. Okay. Yep, physical attack, or... Oh, Red Ice is his ace. That's adorable. I thought I... Oh yeah, Flame Orb. Is that really the best you have? I'm not taking a chance. Okay, that's not bad. I'll take it back, I'll let you have the Citrus Berry. Yeah, because that'll weaken Flail now. And now, a Blaze Kick. With the burn damage that should KO you. Let's hear it. Let's hear the cry of its death. Let's hear its death knell. Oh, am I really doing this on my first attempt? Holy crap, I'm doing this on my first attempt. And only one loss from, only one loss against Will to begin with. Okay, put it to sleep, not taking the chance. Go to sleep. No chances if I can help it. It wasn't critical, but I am happy I got to do that switcheroo trick with the Flame Orb. It was something. Okay, that's annoying. And I said I wouldn't fast forward. I apologize for the little audio distortions there. Oh. So I just... My aunt calling to wish me happy birthday. Must recharge. Okay. So I guess I'm guessing a new sleep talk, and I just didn't notice. Oh, I forgot. No fast forwarding. Don't do that, because they can hear the music. Togekiss, is that your final Pokemon? I think it is. Snow warning? You have no idea. Okay, Togekiss ain't gonna hurt me much. Let's finish this with style. Oh. First try. I'm just tweeting this out. Okay, I'm gonna turn the volume back down. Yeah, yeah. Hello, Major. Sorry about the shouting there. Hello, Major Trenton. I was expecting this to take all day, but surprisingly, I swept the Elite Four with only one loss. Lucario against Will, and even that was because mostly, if I remember correctly, a critical hit. Everyone else, no deaths, several close calls, but the only one who really gave me trouble was Koga. Lance wasn't too bad. Okay, I just want to get a screen cap of the Giants here. Like, Executor met at Route 37 as an execute. Vigoroth, aka Slacking, began as Slackhoth, which I caught while fishing or surfing in Ekrutique. Lucario, alas he died. He joined just a couple days ago at Route 47. Houndoom. I did have a Houndour before, but this one I caught on the way to Pokemon League, and he pulled his weight in this battle for sure. Gyarados began as a Magikarp. He's been in the team a long time. Actually, he's the longest running one, I believe. I am sorry I never got to get you to Gabite level. Yeah. Oh. Oh, wow. I did it. Oh. Okay. Indeed. So, I said before, this is the first time I've ever done a Nuzlocke run of Pokemon. I think it was a bit more lenient on myself than I had to be at times. I did use save states to bypass a couple trainers that swept my party. But then but those were special cases, because like it was around Goldenrod City. One of the trainers had a Staraptor, another had a Pidgeot at Goldenrod, so like they were like level 17, 16 or so. They should not have stage 3s at that point, at least not those ones. And then another one was a level 27 Walrein, which I felt bad about. But that was the only time I had to use a save state after Goldenrod. Otherwise, I played it straight. There were several times when what I caught was not what I wanted, and I caught a lot of Pokemon that I had no intention to ever use. I had unexpected deaths. It sucked to lose my starter. There's a lot of Pokemon I wish I could have kept in my team. I wish I had known about those eggs in the Violet Care Daycare Center from the start. I could have had Walrein since Violet City, or Growlithe and Lickitung since Violet City. If I had evolved Lickitung and had it since the start, I might have made it to the team, or even as is, because that Lickitung had pure power, so he was hitting hard. Overall, though, was definitely fun, was definitely challenging. The randomization and the Nuzlocke rules, I had to keep changing up the team a lot. I don't think I faced any two gym leaders with the same team. But it ultimately was challenging. At times it was annoying, because the only criticism I had of this is that the TMs honestly really sucked. Like, most of the TMs I got just didn't teach anything useful. A lot of them taught normal moves, and not particularly good ones, or they taught useless status moves, because there's just so many junk moves in Pokemon. But the ones that did teach good moves, I got good use out of them in the end. And ultimately I was able to put together not a team that's not just good for the randomizer, but a team that is overall solid, like a legit solid team for Gen 4. A reminder, Executor, Lucario, Gyarados, Houndoom, Garchomp, and Slacking. Not an awful team at all. And Slacking, again, because of the randomization, no Truant to hold it back, Slacking could make full use of its ridiculously high stats, and make use of him it did against Lance. One hit KOing a Dragonite, albeit with a critical hit. That is badass. Okay, just one thing I want to do before... Can't believe I'm ending the stream after barely an hour. I honestly thought this would take all day. I was fully prepared that I would wipe to the Elite Four at least once, and like, okay, I have to put together a new team and go grind them up, but not necessary. Yeah, you know what? Since the Nuzlocke is over, like, even on my own time, I'm not going to play it through. I have other things I can do. Did they... Okay, they fully revived me. Okay. There is something I want to do. I'll do it on stream because I've mentioned this is one of my favorite Pokemon, but he had like the worst possible ability you could have given it, so I had no use for it. I left it in the daycare all game, only taking it out briefly to check its level and its moves and make sure it was hanging on to good moves. But alas, it didn't make it to level 50. Hello Angel, thanks for tuning in. No, I'm not gonna start a new game. I may do, if I'm gonna do another Nuzlocke run, I would want to do Oris, because even back in the day, Emerald was my favorite game, and I was, of course, like everyone was hyped when they announced Oris, but like Emerald was my favorite game, so I really liked the Mega Evolution mechanic. No. So I loved Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I do have my critiques of it, but overall I feel like they're the best games that they put out. Like, they finished their time on the handhelds with a high note. Especially the soul mechanic, like being able to fly around the Pokemon world as an open world briefly. Wow. Yeah. I just wondering, does it... yeah, I would love to... again... and this is the moves that ended up learning while I was in daycare. Dragon Pulse, Dragon Rush, Power Whip, and Volt Tackle. So Shelgon had the potential to be really powerful when it evolved into Salamence. The problem is he never got the chance. I want to rectify that before we end the stream. And call an end to the Nuzlocke. May as well take the SS Aqua so I can have trainer battles. At least take the trip into Kanto so I can fight trainers. But yeah, like, the vision I have, like, if I was gonna actually try to mod this game, like I said, I would retell the like, if I was gonna mod this, I would call it either, I think, Pokemon Blazing Red, or maybe, Pokemon, like, Scarlet is taken, Crimson Red just doesn't feel right. Like, I would want to have something, a spirit like Heart and Soul, maybe like Passion Red, maybe, or Spirit Red or something. And it would retell Kanto, and it would retell it like, you know, the original Gen 1/3 games, where, you know, Giovanni and Team Rocket, the original 8 gym leaders, and all, the Marowak, the Game Corner, the Silphco takeover and all that. But then once you beat the champion, you get the SS ticket and you go visit Johto. And when you get here, because the Gen 1 games are supposed to be contemporary to the Gen 3 original games, So I would say, like, when you come to Johto, that's when Kyogre and Groudon have their battle in Hoenn. So now it's spilling out into Johto, and there's like geological disturbances and Pokemon are acting weird. So that's why Professor Oak has been called here to investigate with Professor Elm, and you come along to help if needed. So you start in Olivine when you get off the SS Aqua. Janen would be the first gym leader. You can't reach Cyanwood yet because the turbulence from the whirlpools is Whirl Islands is intensified. I don't know what, getting off track where I'm going. So you start in Olivine, then you have to go through Ecruteak. When you go south, because of strange stuff happening at the Ruins of Elf, you have to well, actually, no, pardon. Because of strange stuff happening at the National Park, you can't go down that way to get to Goldenrod. So you have to go through Violet City, you fight Faulkner, then you go through Alzelia Town, and you meet Bugsy. You would not be able to go east of Violet City, because there would be construction going on at the Dark Cave. So you go south to Alzelia Town, you beat Bugsy, then Goldenrod, you beat Whitney. Now here's where the major change to the world map would be. Because the Magnet Train has not been built yet, there is instead a footpath that goes from Goldenrod and connects to Cherry Grove City over Route 32. So you could take the footpath to Cherry Grove, and from there you can get to the Dark Cave. And once you get there, that's when like the Kyogre Groudon battle in Hoenn stops, things settle down. Chuck was helping to excavate a tunnel for the Magnet Train under construction when at the Dark Cave. So now he goes back to his gym. You can go back and face Chuck if you want. Otherwise, you take the Dark Cave up to Blackthorn City. Claire is still MIA at the Lake of Rage at the time being, so you can go through the ice path to Price, meet Claire, and send her back to her gym, beat Claire, south to Professor Elm, and he gives you permission to go to the Johto Pokemon League. Again, the Crystal Valley, which is in the location of the remakes, is Safari Zone, where you face the Johto Elite Four, Karen, Kurt, Bertha, and Flynn, Faulkner's dad. And the champion would be Reeseen or Chris, depending on if I want to be meta or just have it make sense in the universe. So thank you all for listening. That's my outline for how I would, like, I call it flipping the script. If you finished Kanto first and then went to Johto. And for Legend, and also since it's gonna be a mod, like I would have Heatran at Mount Mortar because it's supposed to be volcanic. You could have Raikou at the lighthouse, perhaps. Suicune at the Cerulean Cape, maybe, or maybe actually, yeah, Cerulean Cape would work best. Entei could appear. I don't know, like, if the games would accommodate this map change, but like, you could have it that this is when the Cinnaball volcano erupts. So Entei could perhaps appear there, or it could appear on Mount Silver, maybe. Rayquaza, not sure entirely. Maybe Rayquaza appears on Mount Silver instead, but you know, like there's places you could find to fit the Gen 3, 2, and 3 legendaries. I don't know about the Gen 4 ones, but if I thought about it, I could probably come up with things. Now, of course, the catch always with modding like that level, as always, is yeah, it's one thing to say you're gonna do it, it's another thing to actually do it. And I have no idea how difficult modding HeartGold would be. Like, if I could just snap my fingers and make it happen, I'd be down for it. But I'd do it, but, you know, that's the catch. Again, I just want to level up Salamence, Shelgon to Salamence. Yeah, I don't need that. I beat the Elite Four. These people are nothing to me. I just want to level up Shelgon to Salamence. He's been waiting the whole stream like, well, not the whole thing, but, well, pretty much, really. Oh, and also side note, I would also have Will appear at the Ruins of Elf studying, because Will would not be a member of the Elite Four yet, but, you know, he would be a powerful trainer, and he'd be investigating at the Elite Four, or investigating stuff at the Elite Four. Nice move. I guess it's a highly eclectic, but honestly really good coverage moveset for Salamence too. Dragon, Grass, and Lightning, and could probably learn, so like, that's not even getting into TM moves. Like, who knows what Salamence could learn with TMs. I would guess Fly, but I can't be completely certain. I'm not going to check now because he can learn moves when he learns, I'm pretty sure, like, he automatically learns Fly when he evolves. So with the randomizer, he could learn anything. And I always found it odd too, like, it makes sense for it to learn Fly, but oh yeah. It's just a pity it had Truant. Like, I would have legit put Shelgun on the team and have used it in place of Gibble / Gabite. If only he hadn't had Truant. You have XP share, right? Good. I'm making sure he has it so if I have to switch him out. And also, 8 viewers on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you want, you can also follow me on Twitch, because I'm trying to reach 150 followers and eventually work up to Twitch partner or Twitch affiliate, whatever you call it, where like people could have subscriptions, and maybe I could have some custom emotes and other things. And where she didn't pre-order from me, but my mom did tell me that as a birthday gift, she will be, as a late birthday gift when it comes out, she will be getting me Tactics the Evil East Chronicles, and I will be streaming that. I am not completely blind on the story. I've had to just from being on the FF Wiki and word of mouth and having to research videos and that. I know that some basics of the stories, like I know all about the Lucavi. I know like it ends with a certain character as king and what happens to his wife. So I know some broad strokes of the story, but I don't really know the details. And I've never actually, I played it, I did play it, but I think I played it for like the first mission and then briefly the second on PSN on the PSP, and it just wasn't clicking with me. I don't mind, I have played tactical RPGs, like I like the Disgaea series. I've played Disgaea 1, 2, and Disgaea D2, which Disgaea 2 was the second game, but it was not actually a sequel to Disgaea, but instead they made Disgaea D2 years later, I think after Disgaea 5. But yeah, so I like Disgaea games, and I loved Pokemon Conquest. So honestly, if they want to make a sequel to Pokemon Conquest, oh, I'd be down for that. And speaking of ROM modding, I've actually did download and look at modding Pokemon Conquest, variably to have classic trainers from the main games, or to have characters from Final Fantasy. Which sounds weird, but I actually did like give them each partners and assign terrains in that, where like there'd be 16, because there's 16, there's 16 protagonists, like counting just the main games, plus the so then that's 17 gyms, 17 kingdoms in Pokemon Conquest. It could work. Because and so the Warrior of Light, of course, would be the protagonist, and in place of Nobunaga, I'd have Garland, and Dragnor would be Lufenia, and I can't remember the starting kingdom, but the starting kingdom with the warrior lights can be Cornelia, and then Garland would rule the kingdom of Cornelia, and the other 15 kingdoms would be for the other 15 games with protagonists leading them. I had the Water Kingdom, I think, was the weakest one. I can't remember what the Water Kingdom was going to be. I think it was going to make it Onion Knight, I think, or 14. I can't recall. But the Fire Kingdom, of course, would be Clive. No, what's the Grass Kingdom? I couldn't remember. No, wait. The Water Kingdom would be Spira and Tidus. Clive would rule the Fire Kingdom. The Lightning Kingdom would be Garnet. The Bug Kingdom... No, the Bug Kingdom would be Tidus, because that's the Pokeballs. But I can't remember all of them. The Ground Kingdom would be Evilise, because it's the 3 towers in the desert. Palamecia would replace Lucio, because it's the Psychic Kingdom with the dungeon that's the floating purple blocks. Bots, of course, would rule the Flying Kingdom. The Steel Kingdom would be the 7 cast. The Rock Kingdom, I think I was going to make the Rock Kingdom... No, the Ice Kingdom was going to be FF6, ruled by Edgar. Rock Kingdom, I cannot fully recall. The Ghost Kingdom was going to be Valhalla and the 13 cast. The Dark Kingdom was going to be Arden. Like, again, I put too much thought into these things. The only catch is that, like, I could mod it, and, like, you can mod the dialogue and all that. The problem is, I'd need sprite work done for it, and there'd be a lot of sprite work to do for it. You know, because there's the warlords and their portraits and that, and... Like, I could probably figure out how to use, like, screenshots of character models and that as placeholders, but, you know... Nah. And it's also a thing where, like, a Pokemon and Final Fantasy crossover game, and especially Pokemon Conquest, I'm aiming for a very niche set of the fandoms, you know? Like, not as niche as My Little Pony and Final Fantasy, but hey, Super NES modding is a big thing. Pokemon Conquest, not so much. Like, there are mods out there for Pokemon Conquest, but not many. Like, yes, I'm not a huge member of the Pokemon community, but I don't remember seeing people talk about Pokemon Conquest that much, really. Okay, we're almost there. Looks like Salamence has killed everyone on the ship, almost. Right, I have to go find the Sleeping God. Pardon me. Well, he wasn't here, wasn't he? Yeah. Okay. I just remembered also, aren't there hidden items in here? Honestly, even with Truant, Totodile is actually, Shelgon is actually pulling its weight. I'm surprised. Though granted, he is like more than 10 levels higher than everyone he's fighting, so... And like Shelgon, like in the normal, like I couldn't get Garchomp to this level, and I tried. Like I was trying to grind Gabite as much as I could, but just couldn't make it. There's another. I watch Linkara stream when he does Nuzlocke runs. I think he mentions he cheats in rare candies just to save him having to grind off stream. I almost wish I had done that. Just so you know, I could say, especially at this 11th hour, so I could have Garchomp in the end. But I didn't need it. 11 view, like honestly, honestly, I'm serious, we're hitting a stream record. The most viewers I've ever had at once through YouTube and Twitch is 15, and that was because someone rated me. So thank you very much everyone tuning in for this live stream. I really appreciate it. And especially, this means that people on my channel are watching, because when I tweeted this out and linked people on Discord and that, I only use Twitch, because I want my Twitch numbers to go up. But I'm happy my YouTube numbers are this high too. thank you everyone watching on YouTube. If you would, again though, if you want to follow me on Twitch, there should be a link in my profile, and because I'm trying to get to affiliate, so yeah, like I'm gonna not gonna stop streaming on YouTube anytime soon. It is just always disappointing when I stream and it's like I only have like 1 or 2 viewers and no one chatting. Like, I do my best to stay talkative and keep the energy up so that anyone that does happen to tune in out of boredom is like, yeah, this guy's neat, I want to watch him. But you know, it's difficult when you don't have people to talk to in chat, there's nothing going on, and it's just overall discouraging, you know? It's like when you're up on stage and telling jokes as a stand-up comedian and no one's laughing. And, you know, and the audience is half full anyway. I remember, I watch America's Got Talent. Well, I used to. I used to watch mostly for the bad hacks that were laughable. And Howie Mandel mentioned to a civil judge at one point that performing alone on stage as a stand-up comedian is one of the hardest things you can do compared to other talent acts, because the audience gives you energy that you can interact off of. If a joke lands well, they laugh, and that is food for the comedian. But when you're alone and it's just the 4 of them on stage and they'll chuckle, but not that much, it's a lot harder. Yeah, it is, honestly. And also, me in particular, I'll mention that, especially these summer months, I am very glad I bought an air conditioner this year. It's just me in general, I tend to sweat a lot. And so streaming in the summer months, even with the fan on me, like, I think I would, at least in my old apartment, I'm pretty sure I gave myself heat stroke. Like, more than once, because it's just, it takes energy, and also it gets surprisingly hot. And I just realized as I say that, I forgot to turn my, light on before I streamed. I don't know if it makes a big difference. Like, like, anyone in the chat who's happened to watching, you tell me. I'm gonna turn on the light I use for streaming to, like, put more light on my face. You tell me if this is a big difference. This is it with it off. And that's with it on. I don't know if that's, like, a huge appreciable difference to viewers. It's like, we'd watch you anyway. Oh, she's still on the ship? Like, come on, girl. I do use it because, like, I feel like I should have lights on me, and also, like, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying, like, I went to college and studied, like, television, media, broadcasting, and that. So, like, I was taught about proper lighting and that. Like, 3-point lighting, you know, you have your key light, and then, it's a key light, I can't remember the other one, the floodlight, the key light. I'm trying to remember the 3 terms, so it's been so long since I've had to use it, but, like, you know, I was taught about, like, proper lighting and white balancing and all that, and proper framing, which is why I try to keep myself in the frame and keep my head at a proper level, too. Don't always succeed, but I try. Okay. So I ended up going a half hour longer after the Elite Four for the sake of Salamence. Hello. Yeah. Sui, the water type legendary, prefers water. No difference? Honestly, that's good, because then that means, like, the bright light in my face that's giving off more heat, I don't have to worry about it. Okay, well, that's good to know for the future. Oh, I will admit, though, I do have a filter over it, like, well, not a filter, I put, like, a piece of wax paper in front of it to dilute it a bit, so it's not as bright in my eyes, so hang on a sec. So that's the light at full power, and even that, yeah, it doesn't look like it's making too much difference. Granted, I have an auto white balance on still, but, you know. Like, that is well, maybe it's a little different, but... Okay, 1 wild Pokemon battle or 2 should put me at level 49. I just want to get Shelgun to Salamence on principle, because... you could have been a great member of the team, but you was burdened with a crappy ability, and especially seeing the moves you knew level up. Like, I'm pretty sure at one point he did have Dragon Dance. There we go. Okay, it is time. Arise! Solomons! Outrage, of course. Of course, the final move he learns is going to be Outrage. Just to hammer in that if not for the ability, Shellgun could have been a powerhouse for this team. No, that we don't need. And I'm just wondering, now that it's evolved, what is Salamance's ability? Simple. That's the one that makes stat boosts on him twice as effective. Imagine if he had Dragon Dance with Simple. Using a single Dragon Dance gets 2 boosts to speed and attack. I almost want to rematch the Elite Four and sweep them all with Salamence to make the point of how incredibly badass this thing could have been if only... Oh, honestly, like, that almost makes up for it. Knowing it could have had Simple as its ability as Salamence almost makes me think, like, maybe I should have just burdened through raising it with Truant and gone for Salamence in the first place all along. Do I have hearts? I think I have a heart scale, don't I? No, I need one. Let's and also Salamence, again, I believe he has primarily physical attack, but he has high enough stats to run mixed sets. Yeah. I just wanted to look. Just curious, like Watt should be able to learn awesome TMs. Okay, can't learn that. Rock Blast, not that awesome, but he could have learned it. Okay. You'd think you would be able to learn Magasaur. Like, normally it learns all kinds of fire moves. Aerial Ace, not that great, but could have learned it. Pardon me. Okay, I'm actually feeling a little better because the TM moves are still bad. I would have loved to see like what he could have learned with a heart scale. Maybe I'll dig one up on my own time because like you can find them by rock smashing. But anyway, for the time being, this has been my Pokemon Nuzlocke playthrough. I was expecting to have to go all day to beat the Elite Four. Instead, it only took an hour. I did lose Lucario, but you know what? In the end, I didn't even need him. So, it was a lot of fun. And once again, thank you to everyone who donated to the fundraiser. I really appreciate it. I'm not going to be hawking it anymore. Like, the GoFundMe is a month old now. I think, like, you know, it's done. Like, I'm not going to get that much more activity on it. But I still appreciate it. Anyone who's just said words of encouragement to me on any platform, or even just retweeted or just tuned in and looked without chatting, I still appreciate it. Like I can see now on my stream, there's like 9, according to this OBS, there's 9 viewers on YouTube. You know what? Even if 7 of you are lurking and don't want to chat, honestly, I don't care. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I will be back in September, I believe is when it comes out. I will be back whenever it comes out with Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evil East Chronicles. Not sure the time I'll be streaming it. Like this past weekend I was experimenting with streaming in the evening to see how it affected traffic, and short answer was it didn't. Like I thought maybe evenings would be better on weekdays for people. I don't know, and you know, do like the afternoons. I don't know. Could even try doing the mornings maybe. But the only issue is that because I'm EST time, like I believe 9 a.m. for me where I am is like 6 a.m. on the West Coast. So you know, who's gonna be tuning in at like 7, 8 a.m. in the morning? Nah, I don't know. Like maybe if I had a really big following and I was a big streamer, I would, but nah. But if I stream in the evening, like 10 p.m. is it's like 7 p.m. on the West Coast. So if I go live at 8, 5 o'clock, okay, maybe. I'm just rambling. Point is, I'm gonna continue streaming. I still want to grow as a streamer, so please follow me on Twitch. Help boost my numbers. I really would appreciate it. It does help a lot. I still have a lot of long ways to go for affiliate, but I'm hopeful. And I will see you all next time. Last thing I'll say for my channel, I do want to return to lore Final Fantasy. Perhaps I'll do that and I'll have a video out in September or October. Fingers crossed. So everyone, you have a great day. Have a great summer. Thank you for tuning in for my Nuzlocke streams and also my happy birthday streams. And I'll see you when it's time to travel to Evil East. Have a good day.